Hey y'all! Welcome to Skyrim Scripting. On this episode, we are going over mod anatomy. What we are going to do is we're going to download a popular mod, install it, see it run on our local Skyrim, but then we're going to open up the mod, and we're going to look at all of the individual files that make up a mod. And additionally, we'll look at some of the files in the Skyrim directory that are provided by Skyrim itself, and we're going to be looking at a number of tools for viewing and editing these files. By the end of the screencast, we will have actually made changes to the mod that we decided to download, and then you can see how to make a patch essentially to an existing mod. So here's some of the tools that we're going to go over. Basically, these are all the file types and the tools that we're going to use. So if you want, you can just go use all these tools and not follow along with us. We already have tools for working with Papyrus source code and 7-zip archives. We've done that so far in our screencast series, but other than that, all of these other files we don't currently have, like our Windows PC has no association. It has no idea what to do with any of these files if we double click on them, and we're going to fix that. So let's get started, and we'll start by downloading a mod. We're going to download one of my very favorite mods that I usually always start the game with. And that is alternate start. So instead of going on that cart ride when you start the game for the first time, you get to choose an alternate start. You get a ton of different options that you can choose from. And actually, although this is a mod that offers a number of alternate starts, you as a modder can make plugins for this mod and choose your own alternate starts. And so you can make it so that if someone downloads your mod, they can start their lives as a fisherman or as a captain in an army or whatever, and you can write a script that will put the player in the right place and give them the right items and set up their quests in the right way for whatever start you want for a different player. And actually, one of the files that you can download for alternate start is an example of a plugin that the mod author has written, which is super cool. One gotcha about this is it has a dependency. So as always, we'll look at the dependency and we'll see if the dependency has any dependencies. In this case, it doesn't. So we need to download the unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch that is started downloading with Mod Organizer 2. And we are going to download alternate start. And if we wanted to, we could download this example, and we could see what's in that example. So now let's enable this mod. We'll install it. No, it looks like I've already installed these or downloaded them previously. So let's install them. Fine. I don't know why I just don't want the SSE on it. And on our default profile, we'll just go ahead and enable these. They have no other dependencies, and we'll just kick off the game normally. And we'll hit new to make a new game. And instead of the cart scene, we'll get this random dude in a prison, or a random Khajiit dude or chica that we can just be like, cool Khajiit. And then there's a little quest that starts. It says a second chance. We'll change these things. Use the Mars statue to choose a new life for yourself. We'll make tweaks to this, so we'll change the name of that quest or something. And then you can talk to the statue.
Approach, my child, and choose where your new life shall begin.
All kinds of different options, which is cool, and you can add your own. We'll say we're a patron at a local inn.
Which inn are you a patron of?
I don't know. Falkgrave.
Even the lowest among us can rise to greatness.
And then they've set up a bed, but instead of it triggering the sleep, this bed is an activator that triggers a script that will put you into, it'll teleport you to wherever you're supposed to be unless you choose the one option that keeps you here in this prison cell and you have to break out. In which case I think it just gives you lockpicks, but it'll teleport you somewhere and give you a bunch of items and clothes. So you'll get different items and clothes based
This is
on.
a local favorite
and get the
and
clothes
the
out.
songs
So
I
here's
heard.
our person, here's our
Ragnar the
Kochi
Red.
Chica, and here's the clothes that the designer of this thing decided on. So I forgot one file type. We're going to save this so that we have save games. I knew I was forgetting something. I knew it. We're going to use Resaver to open up our save games. And let me go ahead and there's what I've recorded so far. I'm working my way through the series one at a time. Not Papyrus Basics, Common Libraries. I'm going to grab a little check mark so that we can start checking things off as we go along. So let's look at this mod that we downloaded because we saw that it worked. So we're done with that part. Let's look at it. We can just right click on it and open and explore. So here's what it's got. And we've actually got two mods, right? Because we downloaded the dependency, the unofficial Skyrim special edition patch. So let's open that in Explorer as well, and we'll see what they each have. So they actually look quite similar. They both have an ESP file. That's the Elder Scrolls plugin file, not to be confused with the in your data folder. The Elder Scrolls master files. So these each have Elder Scrolls plugins files, aka a mod, essentially. They have INI configuration files. I haven't shown you yet how to read from those, but you can. They're just look for an SKSE function called like read any bool and stuff like that. This is a mod groups. We don't necessarily care about that. They each have BSAs. They actually have two BSAs. They have one BSA that's just the name of the ESP, but instead of ESP, it's BSA. And then there's another one that's that same name, space textures.bsa. They both have that. When you install, when you have a mod and you package it up, you have the opportunity of putting your assets into BSA, Bethesda Softworks Archives. And the game will look for up to 2 of them. And you can put your textures in the textures one, which is recommended, and the textures will load faster. Excuse me. And then you can put everything else if you want into the other BSA. Let me drink some water. I've been recording all day. Okay, that's better. And that tea is really good. So we'll open up these BSAs. Maybe let's just start with that. We want to double click on the BSA and associate it with something that'll open it. So we are going to get the Bethesda Archive Extractor. So you can just look for BAE SSE. Water and tea. Download, and I'm going to put all of these as I download them into a tools folder that I currently have at C Skyrim Tools, and you can put wherever you want. It would be nice for you to organize your tools. Oh, and I didn't include in previous episodes, we've installed tools for those file types. And this isn't for any arbitrary INI, it's specifically for the Skyrim INI. But anyway, let's extract this. Let's just give it a simpler name like BAE and put it into our tools folder. And now let's click on a BSA and tell Windows that it should use BAE to extract it from our tools menu, tools folder rather. There we go. I clicked on the normal one and we can see that it's got like all kinds of stuff. It's got meshes, scripts with the script source, and sound, these voice files. So these will be fuzz files. So we'll look at fuzz. And I don't have LOD as one of my things. Sorry. And if we look at dash textures, it's just going to be the DDS textures. Boop, 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 boop. So let's actually, let's extract these somewhere. Let's just extract them to the downloads folder so that we'll end up with a bunch of assets in the downloads folder so that we can play with them. Cool, we're done with this, we're done with this, done with that for now. I'll actually extract the alternate start stuff into the same folder, because I know alternate start has like music files. Cool. And now you can see in here, we have these are all associated now with BAE, so you can open up any one of these official Skyrim files as well. Let's see what MISC has in it. Ooh, I don't have GID. My bad. I've got PEX. I generate sec files, but I don't ever open them. So maybe I'm missing some files. I just checked to see if those were common file types, and I didn't see anything right off the bat. Okay, cool. Now that we've extracted a bunch of stuff into downloads, let's start looking at them. Let's look at the meshes and associate NIF stuff with NIF scope. So here's a bunch of NIFs. We want to open them up, so let's go get NIF scope. NIFSKOPE. Go to the GitHub is what you want for the latest releases. If you end up on just the GitHub homepage, look over here for releases and grab the most recent one. Scroll past all of this stuff. And boop, get the 7-zip, not the source code. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna give this a simple name and move it into tools. Now from one of these meshes directories, I'm going to associate with Windows NIF files with NIFscope. Boop. Well, that's neat. Okay, there's a heart, I guess ribs. Cool. Fire heart. Neat. Cool. We've got scripts. We're familiar with the source. These are just source code files. Here they are. They open up already in Visual Studio Code. But the PEX files are the compiled version. So for that, we need the decompiler. Let me start leaving little check marks. Boop, boop. Let's just do that. NIF. So we are going to get Shampoo, or you can just search for Papyrus decompiler. Come on, internets. Guess I'll play with the dog and throw around some dog toys while I wait for my internet. BRB. Oh, well, that was fast. That went down for like a second. I barely got to drink my tea, which is good. For Shampoo, get the 64-bit version. And we'll go to our downloads. And we'll extract it. And we'll rename this with a nice name. Just get rid of all the version nonsense. Ooh, it might already have a name inside of it. There's a folder inside the folder. Just going to put that over my tools. Now, wherever we were, opening up these files, I'm going to just click on a PEX file, and we will associate Shampoo. I don't know how to say it, but I apparently like saying it. Tools, Shampoo. And then it looks like there's an executable that we need to make sure that we run first, then installs a dependency. So head on over to Tools, Shampoo, and run this, the C++ redistributable. You just saw a black screen because Windows asked me if it was okay to install. That'll happen a couple times throughout this episode whenever Windows is like, hey, can you click yes? The screencasting software doesn't get that. So now that we install that, go ahead and double click on one of these. Go to Shampoo and double click on it. Now, the first time I don't think it gets associated right, but we're going to double click on this again. And now there's a PSC file. Grab any one of them. Here's journal script. Double click. Now there's a PSC file. Here's this one, rumors of war script or whatever. Double click. And now we get Papyrus source code files that have been decompiled. This is crucial for when you've got mods that you're trying to integrate with, and for whatever reason, probably by mistake, the mod author didn't include their source code. So you'll need it so that you can just like easily see what functions their scripts have, so that you can integrate with their mods, so that your mod and their mod can work together better. So let's start getting rid of some of this stuff. Let's add our little check mark. We'll do XEdit maybe last. It'll be the most fun. But we'll make an edit to the mod that we downloaded with it, so we'll want to run Skyrim last. So let's get Gimp for the DDS. The Gimp downloads the Gimp image manipulation program. And while it downloads, look for Gimp DDS plugin. You'll find a code.google.com. Go to downloads, and you don't want the source code, you want the 64-bit binaries. Boop. And let's run the Gimp installer. It might do a black screen. The screen is black. Okay. And install. That one takes a minute. When I tried this last time, in a previous take, I installed other stuff while this ran, but let's keep this nice and linear, so I'll just pause and have my tea. And it finished. Cool. So before we run it, let's go to this plugin that we downloaded. I'm just going to extract it into its own folder. If we open that up, there's a README inside of it, and it says put this here. So we're just going to copy that folder, and in a Control-N new Explorer window, I'm just going to boop. We're going to go to that folder, C program files, Gimp2 lib, Gimp 2.0 plugins, and this is full of little folders with executables, just like ours is a folder with an executable. So we're just going to drag it here and make sure not to accidentally drag it into one of these files. If you want to make super sure, you can just Control-C to copy the whole folder, click this window, and Control-V. And there it is. Close that of these. Now let's open up a texture. Downloads, downloads. We don't need the Gimp anymore. Textures. I don't know. Close. Wench. I don't like that name. Armor. Dwarven. Thieves Guild is probably cool. Open it up with Gimp. It's going to ask about minimap stuff. You can just click yes. I don't know a lot of the specifics about DDS. I honestly usually use it just to save the file for my SkyUI mod configuration menu logo. And those should be 768 by 444 pixels and you should save them with the DXT5. Thanks like Dark Fox or someone for that tutorial. Load minimaps, and cool. Cool, it looks like it's feet. It's feet and all kinds of stuff. It's probably cool. There's a texture. We opened it. We did a thing. Let's go through the list. Let's open up fuzz files. Fuzz files. Fuzz files in the downloads. We'll go to sound, we'll go to voice, and open some stuff. Oh, Dunkard. Let's go to alternate start. Male cynical. No. Unique. Oh, frick. Cool. We want to extract these fuzz files into wave and lip files. So we're going to use lazy audio. Skyrim lazy audio. I've tried a couple other tools and none of them have worked for me. It's one that I think I would butcher its name. But this one just works really well for me. I can't like double click associate stuff. That's not how this one works. So when we go to files, you want this top one. Don't get this one. Get this one. No. Yes. So this one. And extract it. Is there a subfolder? There is, just called lazy audio. I'm going to put that in tools. And if we go to lazy audio, there's a readme, and it says what you basically do for this is you put the audio files you want to convert into the audio folder, and then you run one of these batch scripts, and your converted stuff will end up inside converted. So, whatever. It's an interesting way to do it. It works. Works great. Downloads. Where were we? I don't need lazy audio anymore. Or Gimp. Sound. Voice. Alternate start. Unique. Whatever. Let's copy these into audio. And then based off of the README, we can see that if we want to take fuzz files and turn them into wave and lips, then we run audio to wave, versus if we have an XMA and we want to make it an MP3, we do that, and so on and so forth. You may need lame installed for the MPV conversion, MP3 conversion. We can try that. So we do audio to wave. It should do that if it's working well. Press any key to continue. Looking converted, and we have a bunch of lip and wave files.
Seems we're all branded villains these days.
Ooh, we're all branded villains these days.
Normally I would have welcomed someone like you. Resourceful. Clearly no friend of the Empire.
Clearly. Cool. That worked great. Let's see if we can find in music, or FX rather, a XWM file. This apparently is the greeting. So let's see if the MP3 conversion works. Copy, paste. We want to go to MP3. I've seen that before. So this is, let's in another window, search Windows for, I don't think this will work. I don't think it'll fix it, but we'll go to C and we will search for msvcr100.dll. Okay, there's some stuff, We're gonna hit OK and let it close out. And when I find one, I'm just gonna plop it into this directory and see if it works. Here's sys, ffmpeg. Here's a bunch of stuff. Here's the fuzz extractor, cool. Come on, MSVCR100. Come hang out with us. Come convert our files. Pretty please. Alright, I'll pause if it doesn't show up in like 3, 2, 1. Huh, I didn't find it. Last time I tried this, I found it. Does it say anything about things that you need? I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna go to the form here. What was it called? DLL something? Let me see if I can fix it. I haven't tried the MP3 conversion, but I want to show you how to do it, so let's do it together. Cool. Just search the Googles. Oh no. We need to download this package. Download from here. Oh no, let me find it. Alright, this is what I searched for, because it kind of auto-completed when I typed in English, download, x64. This is why we do this episode together, so that we can fix things and make it black. Black screen, won't you come? I read it. I didn't read it. Don't tell them. Finish. Now we should have that file. I don't know if it's like automatically in the right place for our lazy audio to like just work. Probably not. But now, if I look for, do I still have this open? This. Oops, I want to look for it in my C folder. And let me wait. Alright, we got one. It's in Windows System 32, which should mean that it'll just like be automatically detected. This might work if we restart my machine, but I'm screencasting. I don't want to do that. Let me see it not work again. Let me just try pasting this into the folder. Let's try it again. Let's put it into the sys ffmpeg folder and go back to lazy audio and try again. Unable to start correctly. Alright, here's what I'll do. We'll do the rest of the screencast, and then maybe if I have a moment, I'll try and see if I can get the XWM to MP3 conversion working. It'll give me an opportunity to start my computer and see if it just works. And to make sure that that's the case, let me delete that file from these folders where I just put it. Delete. Delete. Okay, cool. Let's go back to our sheet. We extracted fuzz to wave and rip files. Old distributable of it. A bunch of other stuff. Save files are going to be super fun. But let's go through. These are animation files. I work with them like never, but I do know that we can turn them into like GameBro KF animation files, which NifScope can load if you load it up with the skeleton correctly. This is kind of new for me. I don't deal with animations yet. I'm more of a script girl. So let's get this HKXCMD. And Nexus, not surprisingly, files, download, save. It's a RAR, but thankfully we've got 7-zip so that we can extract it. I don't need you. I don't need you. Let's rename this to just HKXCMD, put it into our tools folder. It is a command line tool. Here's the README. convert Europact HKX files to XML HKX files. This is what we want. Can we do that with literally all the animations and stuff? Let me try this. Hold on. I thought you didn't need to have content tools, but it looks like you do. So screw this. I'm not going to work on animations. There's gotta be screencasts out there that focus on Skyrim animations. There's gotta be. I don't do visual. I do codes. So sorry. Alright, there's Swift files, there's save game files. Let's do the Swift ones because I'm going through the list. So if we head on over to our data directory and we open up interface, we will find some Swift files. You'll find them in like UI extensions, a number of tools like that. We actually installed the mod UI extensions in our last episode, so we have it here, and inside of its BSA, it also under interface has a number of Swifts. So let's look at the default one, shall we? Let's go to Skyrim Special Edition, Data, Interface, and let's extract. Let's just extract it all to downloads. Cool. Let's head over to downloads, go into interface, and now we want to open up something like, we could look at the console, the one that boop, the tilde console, boop, in the game. We need the Swift decompiler. Oops. We'll get it from GitHub. Latest release. Downloads. I use the Windows installer. Ooh, this is the nightly version. I don't want the pre-release. I want the latest release, the normal one. And the screen might go black. And it did. Now we install it. And it'll automatically associate it with Swift files, which is great. Cool, we can run it. It needs Java. So actually if we installed Resaver for save game files, it would have done the same. Both of these, the first time you run them, will prompt you to install Java 8. Screen might go black again. And it did. Install. Alright, this should be basically done. Cool, close. Now let's just go to one of the Swift files. Let's open up console, just double click. It's looking for GFX font lib. Yes, I can't find it. Let's see if I can find GFX font lib dot swift. I think you can get that like on the interwebs. Oh, it's part of SkyUI lib. So we'll download SkyUI lib. We'll just download the zip file. I'll extract SkyUI lib into maybe my tools folder. It's not really a tool. It's more of an include. Let's see what's inside of it. Source code and stuff. I'm going to put it in tools anyway. So it contains piece in the build directory. Yes, I want to select a local file. C, Skyrim, Tools, SkyUI lib. Come on, go in there. Build. There it is. Cool, it opened up on a different screen. Let's just start clicking around. Frame 1, cool. You can see the animation for the thing opening and closing. Woo! And we're going to do another episode. I'm going to do a little series on creating your own custom console commands. And we're going to be looking in this file a bunch, specifically looking at these scripts. Where are you at, scripts? We'll look at it more in that episode. Somewhere there's a ton of code with a ton of ActionScript functions. I'm obviously so familiar with this. Where you at, yo? Anyway, we'll look at that in that episode. There it is. It's under Scripts Packages Console. This is actually the ActionScript functions for that console. So we'll actually be using the UI library that comes with SKSE to invoke some of these functions. We'll try setting the text size. We'll try all kinds of stuff. We'll try clearing it. We'll try calling these thingamajiggers. We'll try and minimize it and from our scripts, whatever. Done with Swifts. Boop, 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 boop. All right, we're almost done and ready to actually edit the game. We've done all of these things in previous episodes. This is the Papyrus project file. We use Pyro for it as part of VS Code. So the ESS are our Elder Scrolls save files, and we go to Documents, My Games, Skyrim Special Edition, Saves, and here they are. Let's get Resaver so we can associate it with these. So Resaver is part of Fallroom Tools. So we'll look for Resaver. I'll throw on SSE. Fallroom Tools. Here on Skyrim Special Edition. Files. There's general Fallroom Tools. I grabbed the Resaver 6. It requires Java 8, so if you were to run this before you ran the Swift decompiler, it'll also prompt you to install Java 8. And we'll extract it into a Resaver directory. Cool, Resaver, can go over to Tools. I think we're done with all this. Tools, Resaver, here it is. So let's go back to our save games and let's just open one up. I'll sort by date. Here's the most recent one. I did an explicit one with you in this episode. With alternate start, we were in Falkreath in Dead Man's Drink. Yes, always associate. Tools, Resaver. There we are. We're a Kaji Chica in Dead Man's Drink. And we, as mod authors, care about this. because save files contain the current state of running scripts. So any script that has properties or private fields, those things will all be visible in the script instances inside Resaver. So we'll go to script instances. This save game has almost 40,000 script instances. So they organize it by letter. So if you remember, you may or may not have seen that the files that we were looking at inside the alternate start directory all started with arlth-lal. That's what it uses for its prefix, because most mods will use a prefix for all of its objects inside the creation kit. So we're looking for arlth. There we go, arlth-lal. And then here we can find, here's just a bunch of them, and you can see all of their property values. There was a good one. So if I'm not mistaken, these are properties, and this is a private variable. It might be the opposite. This is the post Helgen enable script. If we go to our mods, alternate start, BSA, which has the scripts, extract this to our downloads, extract, go to our downloads, go to scripts, source. We're looking for post Helgen enable script. Here's what it has. Property. They're all properties except for my link. So it's all these properties, but my link is just a private field. And so if we look in here, you can see that all of these properties start with a double semicolon and then my link. So that's how you tell the difference. And you can see all of the current values, which is awesome, including this is a location, and you can see the form ID of the reference. So any reference will include the ID. So here's the IDs for a bridge and bridge debris. It's awesome. Super, super awesome. You want this. And one quick tip is, if users of your mod, if there's a user that's complaining that they're having issues and their save game isn't working, ask them if they would be willing to share their ESS file with you. And then what you can do is you can open it up in Resaver and then find all of your script instances and look through to see what is the current value of different things. And I think this must have global variables too. Global variables. You can also, I don't know why the names are missing. You should be able to find the values of global variables as well. It'll blow if that's not true. And you can see a list of plugins and stuff that are loaded. I don't know what's up with global variables. I tried downloading a different version of Form Tools, and there's not much about name missing. We can make a mod right now and set a global variable and see if it shows up or if it gets that name missing. I really hope you can see global variables, but being able to see your properties and fields, awesome. Super awesome. Okay, let's actually edit the game. We'll edit the game, we'll make a patch for Skyrim, and we'll make a patch for the mod that we just downloaded. And for that, we need XEdit, but we need the SSE build of it. So if you're on the interwebs and you see that folks say that you should edit your Skyrim files with XEdit, SSE edit, or Test5 edit, those are all basically the same. XEdit is one program that works for Oblivion, Skyrim Legendary Edition, SSE, Fallout 4, maybe, and Fallout New Vegas and 3. So there's different builds for all of those games, and we want SSE edit. And so when you see folks on forums say that they run Test5 edit to do a thing, do the same thing, but use SSE edit. Test 5 Edit is the build of XEdit for Legendary Edition. I hope that made sense. So we're going to download this super powerful tool. We'll actually use this. This is kind of required for some quest building and stuff. It's required for dialogues. I heard that you don't need sec files, which XEdit creates for SSE's dialogues, but I haven't been able to get it working without using XEdit to create these sec files. But so what we're going to do, we're not going to associate it with ESP files. What's going to happen is we're going to open it up, and it's going to look for all of the plugins you have loaded inside of the data directory. So here we'll see all of the master files. We don't see alternate start. So if we want to see alternate start, we either need to push the alternate start files into the data directory using a mod manager like Vortex, or you should run XEdit using Mod Organizer 2. So this is better and more recommended. So we will add from File, Tools, XEdit, and now you'll always have XEdit as an option. Now, you'll note, you want to know that just like Creation Kit, XEdit can save new ESP files, or just like Creation Kit. Can save ESL files, ESM files. It's going to save some files. So those will save to the overwrite folder by default, unless you give it a place to save. So we'll say create empty mod, alternate start patch. We'll turn it on, and we will tell XEdit to save all of its files into alternate start patch. Hit OK and run XEdit. Now when we run it, it should see alternate start and unofficial because they're enabled in Mod Organizer 2. So what I normally do is select none, and then I only select the mod that I'm working on. Like Hearthfire would select update in Skyrim because that's what it relies on. The unofficial patch has a dependency on everything, and alternate start depends on unofficial patch, which depends on everything, so you'll see it all get clicked. So if you have a lot of mods, just select none, click the one that you're interested in so that XEdit doesn't load everything. First time I run this, it's got some tips often that are hard to get rid of. Ooh, it's not loading the tips. Wonder why. If you get a Patreon donation screen and stuff like that, just kind of keep hitting X until you get out of it. Please go donate, become a patron. But then you get some tips that are impossible to get out of, and then what I normally do is I close XEdit, I reopen XEdit. If the tips show up again, then I close and reopen, and usually by the third time those tips go away. So alternate start, we can see some stuff. There's a ton of stuff. This should be familiar to us from Creation Kit. So if you haven't used Creation Kit yet, this may not be so familiar, but this is a similar tree to the tree in Creation Kit. So we can go to quest or dialogue. Let's start with quest. And let's just browse with our eyes. We can see there's one called a second chance. And we can edit this if we want to. We could just change the name of it. We could right click edit. And what would happen is we would actually edit the ESP file for the mod. So we would actually be changing the mod, which you might want to do. Normally you'll want to click on this thing. You can't right click on this until it stops saying background loader, blah, 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 blah. If you get this, hit OK. Cool, background loader finished. If you find that you can't right click over here on one of these options or can't right click on a plugin itself, look down to the left and the background loader has to finish. And if we wanted to generate dialog sec files or whatever else sec is used for, we would use create sec file. But we want to right click on second chance, and we're going to make a new ESP, and it's going to override some of this plugin's stuff. So we're going to right click on this second chance quest and copy as override into ... We can copy it into a new ESP. It gives an option once we get past this nastygram. So we can put it into 4 different types of ESPs. They're the same thing, they just have different flags enabled, whether it's master, light, or master light. We want a light ESP. These ones would impact the user's 255 plugin limit, and if you have a ESL flagged one, then it won't. So hit OK. We'll call this alt start updates, or what did we call our mod thingy? Alternate start patch. Cool. Now it shows the original on the left and what we want to change on the right. So we'll close this and we'll just change the name of second chance to you got another chance. Yo, something super non-immersive that we can see easily that we changed. We can do some more stuff. Here's some quest stages. Here's the objective. This is that first one that says use the Mara statue to choose something, and I'll edit it and I'll say talk to the statue, yo. And we could save this as is. Let's go ahead and save to alternate start patch. And of course that'll end up in our C mods alternate start patch folder. So here it is right here. But let's make one more change. Let's change the dialogue. I want to change that, like, I want to be a patron of an inn thing. And so if I scroll down enough, I'll find I'm a patron at a local inn. Copy as override into the alternate start patch. So we'll bring it into our patch. And we'll change I'm a patron at a local inn to I like to drink. Which makes sense. And we'll save again. Cool. Close. Now if we want to, we can run the game with the alternate start patch enabled. So we have our own mod. So if we just run Skyrim Special Edition as is and hit new and just accept this random dude, it'll say second chance. If we quit out and we turn on alternate start patch and we run again and we hit new, and we accept the random dude. Hey puppy dog, you wanna come up here? Come here, baby. Come here. Come on. Can the audience see you? No, you're invisible. You're green screened. I can kind of see you right here. There's a dog. There's a doggity doggity dog. Doggity dog. Very fuzzy dog. Okay. Oh, did you see it? I missed it. Let me talk to the statue and see if the dialogue changed.
Approach, my child, and choose where your new life shall begin.
I'm sure you saw that the quest name and the objective names changed. I changed this to
Which
I like
inn
drink.
are you a patron of?
And that'll do for now. And we can make other tweaks to it. If we wanted to, we could also make a new mod and just tweak some stuff in Skyrim, create an empty mod. I'm going to change the, what's it called? The healing spell? Healing? I'm going to change the healing spell's name to Cure Wounds, like from Dungeons & Dragons. So Cure Wounds, I'll enable it. I'll turn that patch off. It can be on, whatever. And I'll go to SSE edit, save my changes into Cure Wounds, hit OK, run SSE edit. We'll just load Skyrim, so it should load pretty quickly. So just Skyrim. Once it loads up, we'll go to spells. There it is. Let's go to the spells and see if we can search for, I don't know how to search in this thing. It's right there, which is convenient. Let's copy this as an overwrite. We have to wait. We can't right click, so you'll get frustrated and you'll be like, SSE edit is broken, it's not working, what's wrong? It's happened to me. You just have to wait for the background loader to finish building references. So you should be like me and you should drink your tea. This dog. Right there. That's the dog. Good girl. You come up here? You come up here? No? Alright. She's in some other episodes. You can see her. I don't remember what episode. It's finished. We can right click on healing. Copies override into. Nastygram. Yes, I'm sure. I don't know if you can turn that thing off. It's like, yeah, that's why I'm using the tool. Cure wounds. Not the editor ID. We want the name. Name. Edit. Cure wounds. Control S save. You could. There's a little thing when you save to. I'll show you if I change this. Open up our cure wounds. Go to our one spell. If I edit this to something, and if I want to save, there's this little backup plugins that'll back up the original version of the ESP if you want. I'm not going to save that though. Close. Yeah, I want to. Yeah. I want it to be called Cure Wounds. I was just showing the audience how to do something. Save. Okay. Okay. We should have a Cure Wounds folder. New mods. That has a Cure Wounds ESP, and it also has like a little cache for SSE edit, whatever. Run the game with Cure Wounds enabled. We can just go to Riverwood or whatever. It'd be cute if it were XOX. It's geeses, like puppy geeses. And we'll look at our spells and under restoration. Aw, that's sad face. What did we do wrong, puppy? I know what we did wrong. We didn't enable the plugin. Yeah. I'm grooming my dog. Let's enable the plugin under plugins. Boop. Run it again. Groom my dog. She's got some mats. You got mats in your fur, baby. And we'll COC. I don't know why I capitalized it. And we'll cast Cure Wounds. Like the Dungeons and the Dragons. Boop boop. Look at us, we are curing our wounds. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay. Back to our notepad. I think you good. I think you good, yo. This is all the stuff you know how to edit now. I'm gonna groom my dog, and then I'm gonna record the next episode, which is about packaging up your mod to get it ready to put on Nexus mods. So head on over to that video playlist, and I'll see you soon. Happy modding, y'all. Peace. Hey y'all, that is just my dog's head. That's weird. There's more dog down here, I promise. I looked to see if I could get this working. And it still doesn't work. So if anybody knows how to go from XWM to MP3, let me know, because I probably won't spend a lot of time on it, but put it in the comments, and if you figure it out, maybe I will append this video with how to do it. I could probably try some other tools out there. I love lazy audio. It works so well. It's lazy, but can't seem to get past this silly thing. So let me know. Alright, I'll see you soon. Peace. Happy modding.